WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Jory Talley.
And I'm Cash Matlock. Thank you for joining us this Memorial Day weekend as we pause to remember those soldiers and sailors lost in the line of duty.
Obviously, those men and women gave the biggest sacrifice, and we cannot thank those men and women enough. In other news, we have a road closure coming up in Lowndes County. A part of Old Highway 182 will be temporarily closed for a bridge project. The Mississippi Department of Transportation is closing part of the highway starting on Tuesday, and the closure will last until August 20th. The bridge replacement will be closing Old 82 between Beatty Road and Mount Vernon Road in Lowndes County. A signed detour will be in place using U.S. Highway 82 and State Route 50. MDOT advises drivers to use extra caution when highway workers are present. To learn how to navigate a highway work zone safely, as well as other driving tips, head on over to our website at WCBI.com.
A tornado destroyed a motel and tore through a mobile home park near Oklahoma City late Saturday, killing 2 people and injuring at least 29 other people.
Devastating. A second twister hit a suburb of Tulsa more than 100 miles away. CBS's News' Meg Oliver has the latest.
The deadly tornado tore through El Reno late Saturday, demolishing a motel and ripping through a mobile home park. At least 2 fatalities were reported. Survivors described the destruction in this town about 25 miles west of Oklahoma City.
I looked out straight out the window, which was busted, and saw my neighbor's trailer rolling over.
When we got up, the whole house was overturned.
We had a lot of patrons on the patio, and we started seeing tents overturned, chairs overturned.
El Reno Mayor Matt White said many of the people living in the mobile park are Hispanic and don't speak English, making rescue efforts more complicated.
We are more than a community. We are a family. We're going to overcome this.
White said more than 24 people were taken to hospitals, some undergoing surgery.
It's a very trying time for us, and we're going to get through it.
The National Weather Service said the tornado was an EF3 with winds up to 165 miles an hour. At its widest point, it was 75 yards. The twister was on the ground for just over 2 miles and lasted 4 minutes. Meg Oliver, CBS News.
In 2013, a tornado near El Reno killed 8 people, including a storm chaser.
Well, obviously this year has been filled with weather. It seems like we've had our fair share here in Columbus. It's actually been 3 months since the EF3 tornado came barreling through, destroying homes, businesses, and livelihoods. Although it left a lot of devastation, the community chose to rise up and help each other.
That's right, and some of those who did were recognized for their giving hearts today at the Civil Liberties and Humanities Awards program. Our Stephanie Poole was there and has more on the story.
February 23rd changed dozens of lives in Columbus. The EF3 twister ripped through homes, businesses, and turned everyday life upside down for many people. Over the past few months, many groups, organizations, and locals have helped those in need.
We had a lot of people here serving the community, just hundreds and hundreds of people here. We fed them, we gave them clothes, we gave them whatever we thought we could do to help.
On Sunday, the T.P. Harris Elks Lodge and Leanna Griffin Temple Civil Liberties and Humanities Awards program honored those who gave back.
Some of the other people who gave and went far beyond what you would think that they would do. We're recognizing their giving spirit.
5 men and women were recognized, including Johnny Hampton.
I knew by me being here and growing up, I knew that my mission and my friend's mission was to take care of the people in the neighborhood that was immediately hit and just continue to help the small people. Help the people that have lost their homes, that are displaced.
Hampton was out helping his community not long after the tornado left its mark.
We took care of them immediately. We started with the repairs that we could, helping people go around to cut the trees and move to the yard.
Although many weeks have passed since the twister, recovery efforts are still taking place. Hampton says his community will continue to work and stick together.
But we still got a lot to go. It's still heartbreaking, and we got a long way to go.
Reporting in Lowndes County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
5 families impacted by the twister were all given Walmart gift cards today at that ceremony. It's now time to get a first look at our weather with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob, the only word I can think of is hot.
Yeah, that's about right. Really hot out there today. The heat not going anywhere. Tonight, we're looking at a mostly clear sky across the region, down to 72 in Louisville. Our dew points have been climbing into the 70s across the area. Some very uncomfortable air out there. Really much a summertime feel for us. Low 70s is where we end up tonight. Muggy, mild, light winds, generally under 3 miles an hour. The heat wave is continuing. There are some pop-up storms in the forecast. Overall, though, things look to stay like summer. I've got those full details coming up in just a bit.
Starkville residents came together for a good cause this Memorial Day weekend.
Twin brothers Antoine and Antwin Edwards celebrate their birthday in Starkville every year. However, this year they wanted to do something a little more meaningful. Antwin Edwards and his twin brother Antoine have lived in Starkville for 30 years. They gathered with their friends and family at the J.L. King Park to celebrate their birthday and give back to their community.
First of all, we just got to get the community back together and just get everybody back on the same path as far as just living everyday life as one.
The twins partnered with Jelani Bracey, another Starkville native, to help give out free books to area children.
Being that I'm from Starkville, I'm from this area, like right around the corner down the street, I felt it was important for me to bring our mission and our initiative to my hometown.
Bracey is the CEO of Black to Life, an organization that promotes education and inspiration.
The main takeaway I want everybody to take away is community involvement, uplift of one another, man, and the promotion of positive images amongst our people and amongst our culture.
Edwards says today's main focus is on getting things in his neighborhood back to how he remembers it when he was growing up.
Basically just get the west side back to where the kids are coming out playing around, just getting the kids back active, you know, and getting the community back together.
I like the book because I like to look at the pictures.
Edwards says he hopes to continue working with local organizations to promote positivity in his community.
We'll be doing this more often, trying to give, especially with the outcome of the book drive, trying to just help the kids and the community, you know what I'm saying, the best way we can.
Anything else you want to say?
Have a good day.
Well, 1,500 books were donated for today's book drive.
There was also more fun in Starkville. Today, Starkville held its Sunday Fun Day for the 3rd year. The event takes place once a month during the summer and lasts up until October. There's live entertainment, food, and activities for kids. Organizers say Sunday Fun Day helps support local artists, musicians, and businesses, and also allows them to participate free of charge.
We have so many talented people in Mississippi. We don't have a lot of venues, so this is a great place for them to come and let people see what they do, you know, and people are selling things, sharing things, listening to music.
Sunday Fun Day is held between City Bagel and Scooters Records in Starkville.
We have this week's Mom to Mom coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, controlling screen time for the kiddos during summer break might be a challenge. Here's this week's Mom to Mom with some tips.
Welcome to Mom to Mom. Today we're talking about how to limit screen time at your home. Moms, I just want to catch you one-on-one today and talk about how I'm controlling screen time in my own home. So the first step in my summer process is my summer rules that I put together. Before any technology can be used, these rules have to be checked off. Have they made their bed? Have they brushed their teeth? Have they had breakfast? The life skills have to be checked off, as well as these alternatives to technology. Reading, writing, coloring, playing outside. Anything you see on here has to be checked off before any technology can be used. And these are customizable according to what you feel should be checked off. Once all the checklist has been checked off, we implement technology tickets. The kids get 14 tickets every Sunday, and these can be redeemed for 30 minutes of technology time. When the technology tickets are used up that week, they have to wait until next Sunday to get 14 more. So there are some rules with these technology tickets that I feel like in my household need to be implemented, but it really depends on what's going on with your family and how you feel technology should be used in your home. So every mom and dad is different. So So moms, check out my Mom to Mom Facebook page where you can print off templates and you can fill them in for your own home, as well as I'd love to hear your ideas on how you're controlling screen time in your home. Thanks, moms.
Mom to Mom is brought to you by Mom to Be on Wilkins Wise Road in Columbus. My First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Right now in Starkville, temperature is at 73. Our dew point is at 72 there. Very muggy out there. Uncomfortable weather. Summer-like weather is here. 74 temperature in Amory. It's 73 in Starkville. Louisville at 76. Winona 74. I think tonight we'll be heading for the low 70s, maybe upper 60s for some of us here. 67 in Eupora, 70 in West Point and in Starkville, 70 also in Aliceville. Vernon will get to 68 overnight tonight under a mostly clear sky. On Monday, the heat is cranking up again. We're heading for the low to mid 90s yet again. Look for south winds perhaps a little bit stronger today, 4 to 9 miles an hour. All the way up to 94 in Columbus, 93 in Amory, 92 in Eupora, Macon up to 95. We should be at 85 this time of year. When you factor in the heat index, it will feel as high as 99 in Amory, 100 in Columbus and in Macon. Feels as high as 101 in the afternoon sun on Memorial Day in Louisville. Now, as we look at Futurecast here, we're looking at a lot of sunshine during the day here. No chance of rain. On Tuesday, some scattered storms look to pop up out to our west, out in the Mississippi Delta and parts of Arkansas. I think we're dry in our area on Tuesday. We'll have to wait a little bit longer before we can get some pop-up showers and storms in our neck of the woods. As far as why, high pressure is strong in control here. That starts to break down and move to the south and east a little bit as we look ahead here. By the weekend, I think it's down south and east enough where we get a chance for some scattered storms in our region. Not a lot, but it also maybe puts a little dent in those temperatures there. Upper 80s compared to the mid 90s that we've been seeing. Not quite as bad, a little closer to average, but hey, looks like we're not going to get any spring this year after all. I do think this cold front will not make it into our area, but what it does is helps to push the air a little bit to the south and east, push that high pressure and bring us a chance for some scattered showers and storms on Thursday on into the weekend. Could see up to an inch in some spots, although I think a lot of folks will be left out to dry. Think of it as more scattered pop-up in nature. If you get a storm, you get a bit of heavier rain, but most of us, I think, will look very dry here. Looks like I've got just a chance for isolated to scattered showers and storms Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Still very warm over the next 7 days. As far as those rain chances, again, a lot of folks, I think, will be left out to dry.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Welcome here to Hoover, Alabama. Quite the SEC title game happening here at the Hoover Met Complex. Ole Miss coming into today as the SEC reigning champs, but they still looked like the underdog as the 7th-seeded team going up against the number 1-seeded Vanderbilt Commodores. But regardless of that, wasn't a huge deal. Ole Miss coming out and having 6 runs in the top of that first inning. The Rebels would wind up leading by as much as 8 over the Commodores. Vanderbilt responding with a high-scoring inning of its own and were able to knot the game up at 10 and eventually with a walk-off win became the new SEC champions. The outcome, of course, not what Ole Miss was looking for, but saying the run they made is still something to be plenty proud of.
Nobody really expected us to be here. We're kind of skidding at the end of the year, but it just shows the heart that our team has. We had to play 6 games in 6 days to get here. And to jump out on a great Vanderbilt team like that, I think shows a lot about our team.
We just started to play differently, and when you start to play differently, then we start to believe, and when you start to believe, then anything can happen. You obviously see some, mid-majors team making these big runs in the postseason, and that's not because they're more talented than the other team. Maybe they are, but I'd put my money on that it's almost all belief, and at some point, we switched from that 6-game losing streak where we didn't really believe into this week where we started to believe, and we knew we were going to win, and it's a veteran club. It was coming all along. It was just a matter of when, and I think it's happening at the best possible time it can.
You hope that they realize, just because you have belief and just because you play hard and do a lot of things well, this game's very humbling. And you're not going to win them all. And I think, at some point, maybe it's a few hours, maybe it's tomorrow, during the selection show, they'll realize that, we did the best that we could.
With the SEC season coming to an end, the road to Omaha will begin next weekend. Ole Miss will be hosting an Oxford Regional, and Mississippi State will be hosting a Starkville Regional to begin their run in the NCAA tournament. Reporting here in Hoover, Alabama, Courtney Robb for WCBI Sports. We'll have more coming up for you after the break. Stay with us.
3 new movies opened in theaters this holiday weekend, looking to take down John Wick as king of the box office. Were any of their wishes granted, though? Rick Damigella has the countdown.
Who am I? You are a gift.
The super-powered horror movie Brightburn bowed in 5th place with a $7.5 million debut, while Pokemon Detective Pikachu finished in 4th with $13.3 million.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that, Avengers Endgame reached a major box office milestone. The Marvel movie dropped from 2nd to 3rd place with a $16.8 million weekend, but that number, plus Memorial Day ticket sales, will push Endgame past the $800 million mark, making it only the 2nd movie to achieve that number at the domestic box office.
John Wick, excommunicado in effect.
John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum dropped from 1st to 2nd place with $24.4 million, which brings its domestic gross to just over $100 million.
Prince Ali, fabulous, he Ali Ababa. Show some respect, boy, genuflect down on one knee.
Will Smith led Disney's live-action Aladdin to a #1 debut. The Guy Ritchie-directed film conjured up an $86.1 million opening. The movie exceeded pundits' predictions and is expected to end the long holiday weekend with over $100 million, according to Box Office Mojo. In Agrabah, or rather Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Well, the weekend's 3rd new release, Olivia Wilde's directorial debut, Booksmart, opened in 6th place on ticket sales of $6.5 million. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to have more in weather.
Tell you what, there's the next 7 days there. I think we're in July. Is that?
It feels like it. I don't think we had a spring. I think we might have had like a day or two. Just kidding.
Yeah, right? Yeah, spring lasted an all but 24, 48 hours, something like that. Now, okay, today I was out in town at a crawfish boil, and someone told me they said that the weather had been like a hot buttered biscuit. I have no idea what that means.
Well, I do like a hot buttered biscuit.
Yeah. I'll eat one with some bacon and egg and cheese on there, but I tell you what, maybe needing some snow cones or ice cream or a smoothie, something to cool off the next couple of days. There will be the chance for a few scattered to isolated showers and storms Thursday, Friday, perhaps into Saturday and Sunday. I'm not concerned about them. Right. Overall, I think most folks will end up dry, but if you get a storm, could see a little bit heavier rain. Just think of normal summer when we get those pop-up storms in the afternoon heating. That's about what we're looking at here. So
with humidity?
Humidity is definitely on its way. Dew points now are in the 70s already, so I think when we head out the door, it could be a little bit of a gross, sticky kind of feeling to the air outside. But that's the summer for us.
It's always either blistering hot or it's a monsoon. There's
something. There is no in between for Mississippi weather.
Well, being Mississippi born and raised, Cash and I, we're not used to. Well, I'm not. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night.